Hey there, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining me. Janelle has taken the day off. She's on mommy duty right now. But we are continuing to examine St. Alphonsus' Advent sermons. St. Alphonsus says, he will say, "O fool that I was, I might have become a great saint. And if I had obeyed the call of God, I should certainly have become a saint. And now I am damned without remedy. Make your choice, for God leaves it in your own hands, to be a great king in paradise or a reprobate in hell." What catches my attention is this phrase, a great saint. Do you have it within yourself, by the grace of God, to become a great saint? Take that thought and put it on the side for just a second. And think, now, who is the greatest hockey player that has ever played? Indulge me for a little bit as I go down this road. I'm Canadian. I like hockey. All right. The greatest hockey player that has ever played the game, consensus is it's Wayne Gretzky. He's known as the Great One. He played for 20 years, retired in 1999. Why is he considered the Great One? Well, for a number of reasons. First of all, he's broken more NHL records than any other player. In fact, I think he holds 61 NHL records. I want to focus on one of them, which is quite incredible. Prior to his arrival in the NHL, there was this mark. It was called 50 and 50. 50 goals in 50 games. Prior to his arrival, only two players had ever done that. The first one was Maurice Richard, I think back in the 1950s, and then it was Mike Bossy, I think in 1981. He then scored 50 goals in 50 games. And then the very next year, Wayne Gretzky, what does he do? He doesn't score 50 goals in 50 games. He scores 50 goals in 39 games. Since then, only two other players have reached that mark, 50 goals in 50 games, and no one has even come close to doing it as fast as Wayne Gretzky. And so the consensus is Wayne Gretzky, the Great One, the greatest hockey player to ever play the game. Question for you. Did Wayne Gretzky have it within himself to be the average one? To be an average hockey player? And indeed, of course, he could have. But what a tragedy for those of us who like hockey. You wouldn't have celebrated all those Stanley Cup wins. You wouldn't have celebrated all those records that you would have won. You wouldn't have been able to rejoice in his accomplishments. What a tragedy that someone could be the greatest one of all in their area of expertise, but they choose to be average. He could have done it. He could have came down a notch and just exerted himself only a quarter of what he did. And if he exerted himself only a quarter of what he did in his NHL career, he still would have been an average hockey player. So here's the question. Do you have it within yourself to be an average Christian? Forget about being a great saint. I'm just going to choose to be average. Mediocre. Do you have it within yourself to do that? And I would characterize that as a great abuse of free will. In fact, Saint Therese of Lisieux would put it differently. This is what she says. You cannot be half a saint. You must be a whole saint or no saint at all. See, I think Saint Therese is referring to that those in heaven have to be saints. And that's true. Everyone in heaven is a saint. But do the saints in heaven experience the same degree of blessedness as each other? And the answer is no. This according to the teaching of the church. And one of the clearest examples is Mary. She enjoys what title? Queen of Heaven. There's only one person who enjoys this type of blessedness, and that's the Mother of God. Are all in heaven saints? Yes. Do all experience the same degree of blessedness? No. In fact, Mary, in her earthly life, even declared this. She said, all generations shall call me blessed. In Scripture says she's blessed among all women. So her blessedness is different, pointing to the fact that those in heaven can share a different, or all are saints, but share a different degree of blessedness. This is what the Council of Florence says regarding those who are saved. Regarding those in heaven, they clearly behold the triune God as he is, yet one more perfectly than the other according to the difference of their merits. So those in heaven see the beauty of God, one more perfectly than the other. Isn't that true in the natural life? Does not one person see more perfectly than the other? Both can see the same thing, but both see it differently. My eyesight, not very good. I often have to wear these. I take them off when I do the videos, but sometimes I wear them when I'm working because I can't see that screen anymore. Age is catching up to my eyes, I guess. Just wait until it catches up to my face. The point is that sometimes we can see more perfectly than another person, and the teaching of the Council of Florence is that those in heaven are saved. But one sees the glory of God and his blessedness more perfectly than the other, according to the degree of their merits. So what does that mean? Well, for those who had a higher degree of merit on earth, their blessedness is different in heaven. So my thought is this: why not seek to be excellent? Not for your own sake, but for the sake of the glory of God. Now think about a parent-child relationship. Does a child's success add to or detract from a parent's glory and honor? Well, you would think that a child's success adds to the honor of the parent. How much more so for the children of God in heaven, who have lived their life fully yielded to God. It is to the glory of God that they experience a blessedness. And so the point is, our life is meant to glorify God. Mary says, "My soul magnifies the Lord." This is what we're made for. So why would we seek to do this halfway? Why would we seek, if it is possible, to only be half a saint? Why not seek to be a great saint? And in fact, this is indeed the will of God. And if this is the will of God, then he will give us the grace to arrive at that point. And if we don't arrive at that point of being a great saint, it ain't God's fault. So the point of today, my friends, is, are you seeking with all your strength to do your best to glorify God in your current state of life? Doesn't mean that you have to go out and save the world. No, you just have to be faithful to your duty in your current state of life. Do it with excellence, do it with love for Jesus, and offer it to him. That's it. Be faithful where you're at. Let God do the rest. Try your best. But do it for love for Jesus, for his greater glory and honor. That's all I got for you. I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. Please comment below. Share with me what stood out to you and why. I'll see you tomorrow.